We've got live and free girls high school hoops on a Saturday afternoon from Centerburg, where the Lady Trojans will have their hands full with three-time defending league champions Cardington-Lincoln. It's game action from the Berg, and it's only on the OH Report. Coming your way next.
Albert Sporting Goods is here to outfit your team, both on and off the field. Since 1980, Albert Sporting Goods has serviced schools, clubs, and businesses throughout Ohio. For all of your uniform, spirit wear, and equipment needs, make it Albert Sporting Goods. Order online now at albertsportinggoods.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
We are streaming live and free on Facebook and YouTube, bringing you girls K-Mac basketball action between the Lady Trojans of Centerburg and the Cardington-Lincoln Pirates, and that is coming your way right now. Good afternoon, folks, and welcome to the heart of Ohio. My name is Brian Skoronsky, joined by the great and powerful Andy Jardy today. And the last time you were here, Andy, you saw Centerburg knock off Highland. They've dropped a couple of straight cents, and ball control certainly is going to be at a premium for the squad today against an opponent that's forcing really just a gaudy amount of turnovers, man.
It's unbelievable the amount of turnovers that Cardington is forcing this season. They're averaging 26.4 turnovers a game. That's not a typo. I was convinced it was when I saw the number, but then I looked at the stat lines, and it's accurate. So that is going to be key for Centerburg today, is to keep control of the ball. They cannot be careless with it. It's going to cost them. Cardington will make them pay.
And this is a really quality Lady Pirates team. We were just looking at all the notable players that are going to be playing at the next level. There are 6 of them on this roster, which again is another gaudy statistic. And they're the defending queens of the league. 5 straight league titles for them, as a matter of fact. Lots of depth and family ties, so they're talented and they're connected both on and off the floor.
Yeah, absolutely. And you talk about those 5 straight league titles, 3 of them coming here in the K-Mac, 2 in the MOAC. They've never lost a league contest as we step aside for the national anthem.
We've honored America and are ready now for some girls high school basketball action on a Saturday afternoon, and want to be one of the first to wish you a Merry Christmas. It is technically Christmas week now, Andy.
I know.
We're under a week to go. Can you believe it?
I cannot. It's this year has been what it has been. It's been at times a blur, at other times it's just dragged. But yeah, Christmas next week. So Merry Christmas to everyone next week. Hope you have a safe and happy holiday season this year.
And to your point, it would certainly be a huge gift here today for Trojans fans if they are able to upset Cardington-Lincoln and have them their first ever KMAC loss.
That would certainly be a very much nice needed present under the tree for Centerburg fans. It can happen. It can happen tonight. When I was here against Highland, if they get someone like Amelia Smith, she led the way with 15 points in their win over Highland. If she can have that similar type of performance and the rest of their core players, Chloe Golter does what she normally does, they'll be in good shape to win tonight if they don't turn over that basketball.
Let's go ahead and meet the starting lineups for both sides. You already touched on a couple of the key contributors for the Lady Trojans, and on the other side, a lot of balanced scoring, so no one really jumps off the page for the Lady Pirates in terms of statistically, but they got a lot of kids averaging 8.5 points or more, so certainly a potent lineup where you can't overlook anybody.
No, you really can't, and Michaela Linkus leading the charge there offensively, 11.4 points a game, just under 5 rebounds a game. And we talked about the steals. She's got 4.4 a game herself, and then Cambry and Carson Edwards, the two Edwards sisters there, each scoring 9.6 points a game. That's just some nice family balance right there.
Simpatico, Andy, I think is what they call that. And I imagine that they have a real strong connection when they're out on the floor. Of course, they're probably talking basketball when they're at home at the dinner table. So I always love seeing family members that get to play with one another, certainly when they have also the relatives and the coaching staff. So it looks like that's certainly the case here for Cardington-Lincoln. Cool stuff.
Very important here, Brian, I think, for Centerburg to get off to a good start. They cannot find themselves down in a deep hole, or it's just going to be you're almost going to have to play a perfect game the rest of the way. So I think these first 3-4 minutes here in this opening quarter are going to be very important for Centerburg.
Going to have Avery Tucker jumping here for the Berg, and she gets a piece of it, but the ball lands in the hands of the Lady Pirates. And they're getting to work right away. The first shot off the mark, though, from Linkus, and it's out of bounds. It will be Lady Trojan basketball.
Yeah, wasting no time there. That was a quick shot down there, and unable to get it to fall. But as you see, they run that full court press, trying to force one of those 26.4 steals a game that they get.
This is where they create chaos. This is where they give you all the problems. The ball pressure, full court, the entire game. We'll see how Centerburg handles it here early. So far, so good. And it looked like maybe that went off of the foot of Golter, but official was right there, and he's going to say that they're going to maintain possession.
He's got a better view than you, Brian. I'll take his word for it.
Trojans work it around. Now the up fake by Golter takes it into the body of the defender in the first 2 of the game. Go to the home team.
Very nice move by Golter getting in there, and you can see why she's the leading scorer. And look on the other end. They are quick, Brian.
Yeah, Berkey domineering down the lane there. Again, another quick shot. As you take another look at the first basket of the game on our Animal Station scoreboard. The lefty knocks down the first, that being Dana Berkey, averaging 8.4 points per game.
And their last win against Marion Pleasant, she finished with 11 points, 7 rebounds, 6 steals, 5 blocks, and 4 assists.
That's why Cedarville University already has her committed. As that shot off the mark, battling for the offensive board, but unable to corral it, was Clara Johnson. So having a really nice season as a freshman.
Yeah, she really is. And here you go. Cardington-Lincoln running the floor again and just not ready for that one.
A miscue for the Lady Pirates, as they've looked a little bit rushed offensively, though we're just 59 seconds into the contest. Plenty of time to settle down. And Centerburg breaks the pressure once again. Golter all the way. Misfires. Second chance opportunity created by Johnson. And it looks like she's going to head to the line for 2 shots.
Like the aggressiveness we're seeing from Centerburg offensively. And Golter, a couple times now, has driven right in. She drew some contact too, didn't get the call, but Johnson was there for the rebound. She'll get a chance to get 2 points from the line.
Averaging just a shade under 3 offensive rebounds per game. Can't make good on the first free throw attempt, though. Second free throw from Johnson is good. Extends the margin out to 3-1. Just over a minute gone by here. Opening quarter, K-Mac basketball.
You see Centerburg running that full court press now as well.
And so far it's helped them as they've sped up the Pirates offense. Another quick trigger off iron. Offensive board though is collected and the putback is good from Berkey.
Berkey, all 3 of Cardington's points so far.
Pass missed his mark. However, some contact there on the play as Johnson came over to snatch up the basketball.
Dana Berkey, as you see there. Easy putback for 2 to tie things up at 3. Be interesting to see, Brian. Amelia Smith, when I was here against Highland, she pulled up from beyond the arc a couple times. She said she took pride in her three-point shot. We'll see if she uses that again today. Look at that feed inside, though.
Beautiful dish off right there, and the easy basket by the freshman in the lane gives the Trojans the lead back, but will it last? Not for very long. At the other end, Hardwick with the bucket. She's going to head to the line with the opportunity to give Cardington their first lead of the afternoon.
It's got the pace of an ACC basketball game here, Brian. These 2 teams running the floor very well.
I like the high tempo, fast-paced offenses. Dictated so far by the full court pressure of both of these defensive units. And of course the Pirates going to stay in theirs. Man-to-man all the way for them right now. Looks like they're switching everything.
Just did get that pass in.
Centerburg dishes it here to the forecourt. Smith gonna unload a triple. Way too much behind that one.
She will shoot it, though. That was a good look. A lot of contact.
And foul on the floor. That's gonna be the 3rd here against the Trojans.
Take a look at that foul. Ooh. A little too aggressive by Golter on the defensive side there.
Athletic play, too, by Linkus to make the catch and continue dribbling in stride. As here comes Edwards off the screen. Tough shot off the backboard. Rebound to the Pirates. See what they do with this second opportunity. 3 ball on the way. And it's going to rattle home for Carson Edwards.
Nice shot right there from Carson Edwards. Hit about every part of the rim. Got the friendly roll on the road, Brian. If you're Centerburg, that's not supposed to happen.
Well, if you can bring that good juju with you on the road, it's always, of course, very beneficial. And it's got the Pirates out in front now by 4. 9-5 is the count.
And you can just feel the pressure that Cardington is forcing on Centerburg. It's been a great start for Centerburg here. They're only down 4, but you can just already kind of sense the tide turning a bit the last couple trips here for Cardington.
Trojans have done well to handle the pressure up to this point, as that's saved in bounds, well, right into the hands of Linkus. Looking to push it through a couple of defenders all the way to the cup, and she goes off glass. Somehow didn't go down for her. And it's going to be Lady Trojan ball.
The quickness of Cardington is just, it's really impressive, Brian.
Baseball pass picked off. It's Berkey. And the setup goes back iron. Missed shot there from Linkus. Turned over the right away by Centerburg. Lady Pirates missing a bunch of shots in the paint right now, though. And they're going to go to the line after the foul from Johnson.
Yeah, getting a lot of good looks down in the paint. They're drawing the fouls, too. This is already their 3rd trip to the line here. 2 of 3 from the line so far tonight.
First free throw is nothing but net. Substitution for the Lady Trojans. Smith heading over to the bench. And she goes 2 for 2, extends the lead out to 6.
Nice break of the press right there by Centerburg.
Nice leave off. Johnson can't get it to fall.
Good look. They did everything right. They just didn't convert it.
Pull up 3 in transition. Nothing but the bottom. Cambry Edwards splashes one home, and quickly it extends the margin out to 9 points. Timeout taken by Centerburg. As right now, the Lady Pirates starting to get on a bit of a roll.
Yeah, they are. And that's a good timeout by Coach Glenn right there. I believe we're on a 10-0 run here from Cardington. Centerburg had the early lead, and it's been all Lady Pirates since then. They're starting to hit their shots and get to the free throw line and forcing turnovers. They've already forced 3 on Centerburg so far here.
And you're right, you can just really feel the pressure. Their full court defense, it dictates the action out here, and it obviously has been speeding up Centerburg, who has handled the pressure pretty well, I would say. You know, they haven't had any careless turnovers, but at the same time, like you said, you can just sense the tide turning a little bit, the momentum starting to build right now for the Pirates, and they're tipping the scales right now, looking to push out their advantage to double figures.
And it's not even so much, too, that they're scoring off the turnovers. I mean, that last trip down for Centerburg, they had a good look underneath, didn't convert, and then they just quickly ran down and converted it on the other end, forcing that timeout. But that full court press, it will just wear you out over the course of the game.
Goulter sets it up. Johnson, quick trigger, and she finds the bottom of the net.
Sorely needed right there. Johnson's got 5 of their 7.
Back the other way. Didn't take long for the answer from the Pirates. Hardwick with the jumper.
Hardwick also with 5 tonight. They're just high percentage shots, and that's going to be a turnover right there. They're 4th.
So the giveaway is starting to add up. We kind of knew that was going to be the case here, given what the Pirates have done to all their 5 opponents so far up to this point, as a lot of contact in the lane is going to send Linkus to the line for 2.
This will be her second trip to the line. She made both of her free throws.
She was pretty much perfect on her last trip here, though this one a bit too firm off the back iron.
There you go. There's the jinx for you. Linkus had quite the game the last time out, too, in their win over Pleasant. She had 20 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 steals. So she's got the skills, Brian.
Leading the team right now with 11.4 points per game. And cannot get anything added, though, offensively. Though the Pirates' second opportunity comes up empty as Edwards missed it. Back in transition the other way. Off the bottom of the backboard goes Scholl. So it's a one and done for Centerburg.
Scholl got down there. She's got too far underneath the hoop. Unable to convert.
Pirates go inside now. Off the kick out, open look. Edwards following her own miss down the lane. Can't connect again. But she draws the foul, and I believe it was a shooting foul.
Yeah, that it was.
And it's already the 6th here against Centerburg, so quickly they're about to be in the 1-and-1. I'd like to thank everybody who's watching out there in Facebook or YouTube land, and weigh in with a comment. Let us know, where are you watching from today? Who are you cheering for? Leave us a comment, and you could make it onto the fan zone.
Love the fan zone. Big fan of that. Pun intended.
Yeah, it definitely seems to be a fan favorite. Looking forward to it each and every game that we have it. And the giveaways continue. 'Tis the season, I suppose, but you don't want to have those type of gifts if you're Centerburg. Not to this opponent, just too good. But the block shot created by Scholl. Now she's going to pull up from the corner. Missed it. Battle for the offensive board. We'll see what the call is.
I think they're going to get a foul on Centerburg. So you look at Rebecca Scholl doing the work down on the defensive side of things.
Yeah, just eats that thing up like Santa with a tray of cookies, Andy.
He does always eat those pretty quick, I have noticed.
I don't know how he eats so many in one night. It still maintains, I mean, it's not a perfect figure, but.
It's not. I mean, he's got some solid metabolism. There is no getting around that. Very impressive what he's able to do year in and year out.
Nice throw like a quarterback. And the reception and the score at the other end, it's Berkey.
Fields to Olave right there.
Though the Buckeyes on the ropes right now for any of the fans that are trying to keep an eye on the Buckeyes. Last I checked, trailing.
Yeah, we were keeping an eye on it, but I don't want to see that anymore. Nice shot by Scholl. Good to see her get one to go. She's had a couple looks underneath, hasn't been able to finish, but good to see that one go in. And look at this press break.
Pulls them within a baker's dozen. And with the missed shot from Beth Hardwick, gives Centerburg an opportunity for back-to-back buckets, something they have not done so far here in this opening quarter. Just over 6 minutes gone by. Lady Trojans being patient. Now they set it up from the corner. Martindale misfires. But another chance here for the Berg.
I tell you what, Brian, I've been impressed from the few games I've been to this year, both on the boys' side and the girls' side. The awareness of players as they're going out of bounds to try and throw it off the nearest defender. I feel like that's something that we've seen a lot more of this year than in previous years. I think the players are just getting smarter, and we've seen it a couple times tonight. Just didn't work out that time.
Great cross-court look. Martindale can't connect once again, though, so 2 missed shots for her. And it leads to the Pirates back here at the other end. Skurlock had to kick it out. Skip pass to the corner, 3 ball on the way, and it's short from Edwards.
There's another example of it right there. Going out of bounds. You're not going to be able to save it, and you just throw it off the closest defender, and you keep possession. That's just smart basketball.
Heady play by Cardington. Gives them another shot, and it's going to be from the land of 3. Though more back iron, offensive board to Emily Arts. And ripped away from her, tied up by McKenna Martindale.
Take one more look at the Hail Mary pass here. Just beautifully executed all the way coast to coast. Some nice touch on that fade, if you will.
That's what you would call a Dilford dime.
Yes.
Looking to the Monday Night Football crew. That was right on the money, in stride. And the receiver did the rest.
Only counted for 2, though, not 6.
And if the score continues to get extended by Cardington, they're going to need some 6-pointers as they do advance it by 2 more. Here it's Linkus to the cup.
Nifty moves.
And that one out of reach for Smith. So yet another turnover here in the opening quarter by the Trojans.
Yeah, that is now their 7th turnover here in this opening quarter. And we've touched on it a lot here, but Cardington forcing 26.5 turnovers a game.
So they're pretty much right on schedule for now.
Here's a nice turnover, though, for Centerburg.
Tough footwork just to keep it in bounds there by Tucker. Now 3 ball unloaded from Scholl, front iron, and it's going to make its way out of play over the end line.
Good look from Scholl, just couldn't get that one to fall. And, you know, hoping to maybe get this thing within single digits before the end of the first quarter. That certainly would have helped. And here's another deep pass.
And, ooh, I think that was pretty close.
It was.
Pretty close to going off of Scholl's foot. So, I mean, you gave credit. There has been a lot of heady plays by these young ladies going out of bounds trying to make something happen. See if the Lady Trojans elect to hold for the final shot here. As Scholl tried to weave her way through 3 defenders, lost the rock. Linkus with the dish. Now with the offensive board, and her shot's blocked by Tucker. Still 5 seconds to go. Pull-up jumper. Finds the bottom by Hardwick.
And basically the perfect finish to that first quarter if you're Cardington.
That takes us to the end of one, where the Lady Pirates in total control on top 24-9. You're watching live and free high school basketball exclusively on the OH Report.
Albert Sporting Goods is here to outfit your team, both on and off the field. Since 1980, Albert Sporting Goods has serviced schools, clubs, and businesses throughout Ohio. For all of your uniform, spirit wear, and equipment needs, make it Albert Sporting Goods. Order online now at albertsportinggoods.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Second quarter action on the way, live and free from the heart of Ohio, where Centerburg, though, right now facing a 15-point deficit, and it was pretty much the storyline that we expected through the first quarter. Brian Skronsky and Andy Jardy with you. Just playing a lot of good defense, did Cardington-Lincoln, forcing a bunch of turnovers.
Yeah, they forced 8 in that opening quarter, and it's led to easy buckets in transition like that one right there.
Right on cue, Emily Arts dashing down the lane for an easy deuce.
Her first bucket of the night.
And then playing some nice defense there, coming from the backside, pokes it away.
As you see the excellent court vision and the easy layup for Arts to extend this Lady Pirates lead. They've looked very efficient here this afternoon.
Well, it's hard not to be impressed with them because everybody out on the floor, they just exert such energy on both sides.
Yeah.
You see, as soon as a rebound or the turnover is collected, everyone fills their lane. They get out in transition effectively. That's a big reason why they're on top by 17, just under a minute into the second. Looking for more. 3 ball on the way, too strong, tipped out of bounds. And last touched by the Lady Trojans.
Beth Hardwick led all the scorers. In that first quarter, she had 7 points, 3 field goals. One of them come and a point from the free throw line.
Tough pass inside, somehow, some way snuck through. But the Trojans come away with a one and done when it looked like it was going to be an offensive rebound for Hardwick.
Everything has just been so heavily contested for Centerburg. I mean, this Cardington defense is all over the place.
And it honestly feels like the Lady Trojans are doing okay against the pressure. It's just that they're missing a lot of their open looks and they're not getting second chance opportunities. So more credit to Cardington-Lincoln just stepping up and pulling down those defensive boards than I would say bad offense for the Lady Trojans.
Yeah, and I'm with you on that as we've got an offensive foul going the other way. I'm with you on that where I was thinking that all right in this, they're doing everything, and you look up, they're down 17.
Yeah.
And it's like, how did that happen? It just has happened so quickly from Cardington.
They can certainly get from end to end in a hurry. And the offensive foul will be yet another turnover here for the Lady Trojans. Here's Arts getting set to inbound. Linkus had it tipped right into the hands of one of her buddies. Traveled, though, by Arts.
And that's what you need if you're Centerburg. The only way you're going to get back into this is if you start tightening up defensively, get a couple buckets, try and get this thing within 10 points before the half, and feel pretty good about yourself going into the locker room.
Cardington switching up their defense for the first time. Looks like they got a 1-3-1 trapping zone going down. So an opportunity for Centerburg to dissect it, see if they can get an open look. Try to find the gaps here with the Lady Trojans. Nice fake to the corner, but the shot is blocked. Coulter had it turned away, and then this is what's been killing them, though. Misfiring by Edwards. And a foul about 65 feet away from the basket. So a bit of a break here for the Lady Trojans as they'll give possession back and avoid the easy two from the Pirates.
Scholl coming back in for Centerburg, replaces Martindale. Scholl's got 2 points so far.
Tucker had it poked away backside. That was Edwards coming over with the fast hands. See, looking to trap pretty much everywhere near the boundary. Air ball, Johnson right there for it. She spins it through the bottom of the net.
We'll call that a pass, Brian. It's a nice pass underneath to Johnson. She's now up to 7, and a turnover here by Cardington-Lincoln.
Yeah, the pass right on the money to Johnson, who was waiting for it, just how they drew it up, Jardy.
Absolutely.
So it trims the deficit down to 15. Boy, Cambry Edwards, she's a tenacious defender out there.
It's a good word. Good word to describe how she has played. Bees on a pop can kind of defense, if you will.
She's up top, just causing fits right now for the backcourt of Centerburg. So they move it around here. Losing the handle on her way to the cup was Scholl. Three ball, well off the mark, but right in the right place was Emily Arts.
Arts with 4 points off the bench. Started this second quarter off after not getting in the first quarter, but she's been a nice little option too. Yeah, you see just nobody boxing out right there, and it's an easy bucket for Arts.
Off the screen, the kick out to the corner, quick trigger. And the threes continue to be off target for the Lady Trojans. Tucker with the latest miss. And so quickly the Pirates get end to end. It's Linkus again. Nice pass. Tucker setting up the 3-on-2. Johnson, pretty move, but turned away at the rim. Hardwick with the block.
Yeah, and the biggest difference, Brian, is they're just a little quicker, Cardington is. Their attack is much quicker. Centerburg suddenly kind of finds themselves open a little bit, and they kind of hesitate just a second too long, and there's another bucket underneath, and it's going to force a timeout.
Michaela Linkus, back-to-back baskets. Blows things open. It's the biggest lead of the afternoon, 21-point cushion now.
Yeah, you're right. It is 21, and just like that, it's amazing how quickly the points pile up here. As it's been an impressive display from the Lady Trojans, or Lady Pirates, excuse me, so far tonight.
And for the Trojans, I think it's just a matter of knocking down your shots at this point. They've been a bit rushed on a few offensive opportunities. However, some clean looks from three. When you're going against a team that's won 5 consecutive league championships, though, and has never lost a KMAC game, I mean, you're going to have to be super efficient from beyond the arc. And so far, I don't think Centerburg has a 3 yet.
They do not. No, they've scored everything from inside the arc. Just 2 points so far here in the second quarter, too. And it looked like they were playing a better second quarter to get things started, but it's just quickly gone downhill as it happens to a lot of teams against Cardington.
Yeah, just all of a sudden you look up at the scoreboard. We're exactly at the midway point here of the second quarter, and things are out of hand.
Yeah, you just gotta try and chip away at this thing as best you can here before the half, and get some stops. They're getting some open looks. They're just not hitting those shots. Centerburg is, and here again a turnover right out of the timeout, which is never what you draw up, but they get it right back.
Yeah, the gift returned. Nice up fake, and the basket is pure there by Golter.
And that is what they needed. Now can they get some stops on the other end and go on a little bit of a run of their own?
Boy, I tell you what, Linkus has taken some shots in the paint. She just attacks with such ferocity and is able to go right around her defenders.
Smith going to check back in for Centerburg.
And it's going to put Chloe Goulter on the bench. We'll see how long Bo Glenn can allow for his leading scorer to sit over on the sidelines. Empty trip, though, from the free throw line. Good news for Centerburg. This won't be, though. The turnover, the mic and drill won't go overhead, but following her own miss is Edwards. The clean kick out, and our sister makes good on the jump shot. So the lead back up to 21. As Carson Edwards playing some nice defense there after hitting the open look.
Bella Skurlock and Emily Arts checking back in for Cardington. Six different Lady Pirates have scored, Brian.
And from looking at the stat sheet before the game, just piling up the giveaways now. But we kind of knew that this was a balanced team. They have a lot of different threats that can beat you in a variety of different manners. So no true stars, if you will, that have to have the basketball for this team. So they're putting it on display here. A lot of different pieces and parts getting onto the scoreboard for the Lady Pirates as they look to add to their lead here. Offensive rebound after the missed shot from Arts.
That's the 10th offensive board for Cardington.
Back the other way, Johnson thought about a three, steps 1 foot inside, tipped out, and here's Tucker now. She's going to try one, and she'll go to the foul line.
This will be Tucker's first trip to the line, just the second trip on the night for Centerburg. And one way to get back into this game, you get to that free throw line, stop that clock, give yourself a chance to catch your breath too with all the running up and down they've had to do against this Cardington defense.
And they are now in the bonus, 17 fouls against the Lady Pirates, 8 for Centerburg. So both teams shooting 1 and 1 at least the rest of the way here over the last 2:23. Zone pressure being applied by Cardington. Definitely getting away with the travel
Absolutely.
there with Skurlock. Doesn't cost the Lady Trojans, though, as they're one and done with the defensive board.
Nice board by Smith there.
Good ball movement. Overshooting everything. Johnson is there. And she misfires in the lane.
That was one of those trips they really needed a shot to go down to kind of get a little bit of a run going.
Another clean look from the corner. And beyond the arc just has not been friendly on either side here.
Yeah, it really hasn't. Centerburg has yet to hit a three tonight. Cardington's got 2. Of course, they are from both Edwards sisters, you know. And appropriately, too, they each average 9.6 points a game, and tonight they each have 5. So they're just, right on par with what they've done all season.
Usually a big sibling rivalry. Maybe these two, they just like being equals, Andy.
It could be. Could be. I'd love to hear the discussions at the dinner table, the night before a game, like if I'm going to score more points than you or how that all goes.
No, sister, let's both score 7,
Yeah.
shall we? So far it's working out. They are 5-0, though they give it away here to the Lady Pirates.
Cardington's been a little careless with the ball here in the second quarter. Sometimes you build a big lead, you kind of lose focus a little bit. That's their 5th turnover. They only turned it over 3 times in that first quarter. We got another foul here.
They can certainly afford it. On top by 17. Minute and change remaining here before the break. Couple baskets. Could be huge here for Centerburg if they can come up with anything offensively. Johnson's been kind of their shining star, though she missed that one.
I'd keep giving it to her, though. She's had good looks. Eventually they're going to start to fall. She has 7 points tonight.
Nice ball movement in the lane, but it's a traveling violation against Cardington.
A little too good a ball movement sometimes.
Pressure being applied up top by Skurlock.
Yeah, they don't let up.
Now Scholl's got to pick up her dribble. Diving to the floor to force the turnover, pushing it ahead. Edwards in transition. Floater rims out. But it's another offensive board for the Pirates. This time it's Skurlock. And they get another opportunity. Contact, no call there as Edwards missed it badly. Now an open look for Centerburg. Scholl, and finally fills it up for 3 French hens.
That's a big bucket right there just before the half. Can they get a stop here?
They'll do just that.
So you build yourself a little bit of momentum, give yourself a chance to regroup, catch your breath at the locker room at the half. And they come down, hit another 3. It's back to 11 where it was at the end of the first quarter. So you hope to build off of that.
They're going to have to get moving, though. Think we're going to get a foul?
Boy, it's not a good foul right there if you're Cardington. It's gonna put them at the line instead of forcing them into a quick shot or low percentage shot. They're gonna go to the line here.
Skurlock assessed with the personal. So it puts Scholl, or excuse me, this is Tucker at the line. Missed it. Offensive board, put back. Just won't fall for the Lady Trojans, and that will take us to the end of 2, where it's a 34-20 advantage for the 3-time defending KMAC champions. You're watching live and free high school basketball exclusively on the OH Report. We'll be right back with some halftime stats. Get you ready for half number 2. Keep it locked.
Glad we saved money with that discount agent. I don't know why nobody else wanted this place.
Knox is the 3rd place I have delivered, and hands down, it has been the best.
We're thankful that we received excellent care so close to home.
Knox Community Hospital welcomes you to our new freestanding birthing center where you can safely labor, deliver, and recover in a state-of-the-art birthing suite.
It was empowering, and I couldn't think of a better place to bring Parker into the world.
Albert Sporting Goods is here to outfit your team, both on and off the field. Order online now at albertsportinggoods.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You're watching high school basketball live and free exclusively on the OH Report. We are the future of local sports. Now back to your game.
It's halftime here in the heart of Ohio, where on Championships Saturday, it is a 2-touchdown advantage for the Cardington Lady Pirates here on the road. 34-20 is their lead, and we see you out there in Facebook and YouTube land, people. So it is time to introduce you to the fan zone, where we've got some Lady Pirates fans out there. Todd Jardy also tuning in.
Look at that family. It looks like a happy family right there.
Looks can be deceiving, Andy.
Absolutely.
Letting us know also that the Buckeyes are out in front, so that's good to hear.
Yeah, 16-10.
Tammy and Derek cheering on Cam. And also cheering on those Lady Pirates, and they've had a lot to cheer about.
I was just about to say that. They have had a lot to cheer. Looking for a great game, says Todd. Thanks, Dad. Yeah, we were looking for a great game as well. And, you know, it's been a little bit one-sided, but Centerburg has had a chance to kind of chip away at this. And they did win the second quarter, actually, 11-10. So, you know,
I like the fight that we're seeing from the Lady Trojans. They're certainly not backing down one iota, even though right now the scoreboard, it's a little bit lopsided, but still a long way to go. We'll step away one more time. We'll be right back with halftime stats. Get you ready for quarter number 3. You're watching live and free high school basketball exclusively on the OH Report.
Knox is the third place I have delivered, and hands down, it has been the best.
We're thankful that we received excellent care so close to home.
Knox Community Hospital welcomes you to our new freestanding birthing center, where you can safely labor, deliver, and recover in a state-of-the-art birthing suite.
It was empowering, and I couldn't think of a better place to bring Parker into the world.
Knox Community Hospital, elevating care.
The 3-time defending KMAC champions have the Lady Trojans on the ropes right now with a 34-20 advantage through 2 quarters of play. Let's go ahead and break down the story of how that all came about. Brian Skronsky, Andy Jardy with you here from the heart of Ohio. And as we look at the first half stats, Andy, a few things really jump off at the page. What says you about what took place here?
Well, for starters, I think the discrepancy right there in the field goals. Cardington has had a lot better looks in transition, which has resulted in that difference. 11-6 there on the edge. I was actually surprised the free throws kind of evened out there a little bit. Centerburg didn't get to the line much. They only got to the line once in the first quarter. They did make a couple more trips there towards the end of the second quarter. Rebounding is pretty close too, 22-19. The turnovers, though, that's been a big difference. As you see, Centerburg has turned it over 14 times. This is a Cardington team that forces about 26.5 a game. So they're well on pace to matching that number, if not increasing their season average.
And I think that obviously that's got to be the key over these last 2 quarters. Centerburg, if they want to get back in this thing, Andy, they have to take care of the basketball. There is no question about it. Obviously, you got to get some stops at the other end. But in my opinion, it all begins on the comeback trail with just taking care of the basketball, at least getting into your offensive sets, because when you give it away to this Lady Pirates team, they get down on the other end in transition so fast that you don't get a chance to catch your breath when you have the giveaway. They cash it in for 2 at the other end, and then before you blink, you look up at the scoreboard, and you're buried.
Yeah, I wish I was talented enough to also keep track of fast break points, because not all of their points in transition came off of turnovers. There were a couple times Centerburg would just miss some good looks underneath, quick rebound, outlet pass, and it's an easy layup on the other end. So there's been a lot of fast break points that have gone to Cardington, and that's what they do. They run teams out of the gym.
Yeah, I like the way that they fill the lane. These girls do it well. And there's a reason why they've got 5 consecutive league championships under their belt and looking for 6 in a row this season.
Tell you what, Brian, I'm a big fan of fun facts. Do you think I could?
Who's not?
Could I throw a fun fact at you?
Please do.
How about this?
Okay.
For Cardington, every coach in the program from 7th grade up is a graduate of Cardington High School. So they keep it all in-house, and that's how you build something.
That is, because who's going to care more about the program than somebody who's lived it, breathed it, done it? So I think that actually is a very cool, fun fact, Andy. Appreciate that factoid, man.
I try.
Great step through. How about that? Take to the cup to start out the second half. Chloe Coulter taking matters into her own hands.
She has scored in every quarter, and that's just too easy on the other end.
Yeah, great look there from Edwards. And like you said, just no resistance given at the rim right there. So Lincoln gets their 2 points right back.
And for Hardwick, that's her 9th point on the night.
Yeah, she's been solid. Johnson can't deliver with that jump shot. A little bit too pumped up. And here comes the Pirates, as always, pushing the pace. But that pass off target, looking for Berkey. Instead, it's out of bounds.
I am a little surprised that they have turned it over as much as they have. 10th turnover. But I guess when you play at the tempo you do, it's almost bound to happen. And if you're still winning the turnover margin as they are, I guess it really doesn't matter. And there's another good look.
Yeah, Johnson from the exact same spot that she had at last possession. I've seen a big smile on her face as she's like, man, I just got practice from this one. I should be able to knock it down the second time.
Johnson up to 9 points as well.
Yeah, she's a great-looking freshman. Really like the energy and the vibe that she brings out on the floor as there's a foul on the floor. Edwards bumped in the back.
I mean, just
the step through.
Yeah.
Nice. So Lincoln with the basketball. Man-to-man defense here by the Trojans. Leads to a 3-ball, overshot, and it's one and done. Defensive rebound to Scholl. Pushing the pace back the other way. Transition buckets. Starting to add up here for Centerburg.
Has 6-2 advantage so far for Centerburg here in the third quarter as Amelia Smith finds the box score for the first time tonight.
And that one too strong off glass. And a foul on Edwards.
Don't look now, Brian. It's a 10-point game. Suddenly, this thing could get down into single digits. And I think they trail by as many as 21, I believe, at one point. So Centerburg did win the second quarter, 11-10. And they have come out here, built off of that momentum at the end of the first half, and throwing the first punch here in the second half. This would be big.
3 ball lands short, though, from Scholl.
Something on the floor, I think.
Let the officials hash this out. Both teams allowed to go over, talk things over in the huddle.
Yeah, what do we got going on here? Sure, our man Rich will be on it here shortly, the AD here at Centerburg, as he's now. I don't know if we've got some blood, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. That would be the only reason that I could think of why they would actually stop the contest and have.
You can see it right there.
Young lady all gloved up with some type of special spray.
2020. Although you would do that in any year when there's blood on the floor.
Yeah,
that's pretty normal procedure, but yeah, it's still jarring to me to be into some of these gyms, and it's still just so empty.
There's no question that it makes a large difference in how the game is just manufactured overall. You know, I was in one of my favorite little gyms in the area last night in Greenwich at South Central, and it is just striking to be there. It's normally packed to the brim. There are people standing around the outside, and instead they have cardboard cutouts. And then at that particular school, they're only allowing family members. You have to live with an athlete to be there. So there was maybe 40 fans in the stands. It's just different, but I think the athletes are happy just to be out on the floor, and they'll play any which way that they can. And we see that we've got a fan tuning in, Andy, from just a few inches away here. Tanner Slusher. Where you at, Tanner? Watching from right underneath us.
All right.
Cool stuff. And that's something that I noticed particularly during football season is how many people will actually be in attendance in the bleachers also watching the OH Report live stream.
Well, you'd like to see the replay. You know, that's a big part of it. And you see people at professional sporting events all the time still listening to the game on their radio. They like to see it with their own eyes and then also get some analysis too. So that's always a cool sight to see. Not that uncommon.
Foul's going to be on the floor as Michaela Linkus was attacking the basket. Second team foul here against the Trojans.
We'll see if that little stoppage in play kind of resets things for Cardington.
Nice drive, good-looking dish, but it won't drop off the square from Linkus.
Centerburg playing with a little more confidence, Brian. Have you noticed that? There's a little extra pep in the step.
Yeah, I agree. They've come out of the break certainly inspired, and a lot of energy was being delivered by their head coach. I liked their demeanor when they came out of the halftime locker room, and so far, you know, they've trimmed down the deficit by a couple of buckets, and they've got possession here. Nice roll to the rim, but poked away. Smith was looking to get her second basket here of the second half.
So far, Centerburg has not turned it over here in the second half.
And Golter nearly did there, though she finds Johnson, who had it redirected. Jump ball.
Nothing but ball on that call. That's going to keep it, though, with Centerburg. Good look for Johnson. Just even a better look from Cardington defensively.
Yeah, that was Hardwick with the block shot. Simultaneous possession. Here comes the trap being sent at Scholl. And on cue, you said no turnovers yet for him.
I did. About 24 seconds came off the clock before it happened, though. And you see what happens when you turn it over. It usually leads to a Cardington bucket.
It's Carson Edwards jingling all the way to the bucket for the layup. Timeout on the floor. Here it is one more time. 1-2. And the scoop shot.
right through the Trojans' defense. And it's going to force Coach Glenn to take a timeout, try and regroup. And like I said, I wonder if that little stoppage in play with the blood there kind of maybe derailed a little bit of that momentum Centerburg was building.
Like to thank our generous sponsors for helping us bring you this coverage live and free, including Animal Station, who is sponsoring today's scoreboard, instant replay, and player of the game, Andy. So we'll have to start thinking as we get closer to fourth quarter action, who has really been a standout performer, who will join us for a post-game interview. Always love letting the fans weigh in, let your voice be heard too.
I feel like the player of the game should get a better reward than having to talk to us after the game, don't you think?
Maybe a couple of candy canes or something. You know, we got to come better prepared.
Yes. Just feel bad for them. They just want to go home.
Smith bumps with the body. Nearly did the splits as she fell to the floor. And that was quite a battle. Looked like she lost it, fought back for possession, had to go back on her own side of the floor, and then like I mentioned, I mean, she darn near did the splits there as she got bumped to the ground by Linkus. Trojans to inbound, now trailing by a dozen.
Uh-oh.
Baseball pass to Smith. And she is called for the travel. I think the official probably could have let that one go.
There's been a lot of those tonight where it's kind of been a travel, but they've let most of them go, but they decided to call that one right there. By the way, that's about 3 turnovers in a minute since I said what I said.
Always seems to happen that way. Second chance opportunity. 2 threes, though, misfired by Edwards, leading to a 3-on-1 here. Lady Trojans cash it in, plus one more on the way. It's Avery Tucker, the junior, headed to the line.
Excellent job in transition by Centerburg, finding Tucker. She'll go to the line, chance for a 3-point play. And again, this could put it down into single digits now, Brian.
And we talked about it a bit in the first half where even though they got down by 21, it never felt like Centerburg was really playing poorly or at least being super outclassed. So
no.
I'm not surprised to see them get this thing back under control as Scholl pulls down the board.
And what's been a big difference, too, they've done a much better job rebounding, not allowing second chance points. Here's a 3.
Front iron, leading to a 2-on-1 back the other way. Can the Pirates finish? Oh, that would have been a tough shot there. But they force the turnover. 3 ball from the corner on the way. And another offensive rebound starting to add up here. Linkus going to head to the free throw line off the aggressive drive.
Almost got the hook shot to go, though.
And again, we'd like to plug our fan zone. Drop us a comment, leave us a line, let us know how are you taking in today's action. What are you doing for Christmas this year? Who are you cheering for? We want to know everything about how you're enjoying our live and free broadcast today on the OS Report on Facebook and YouTube. So let us know, and you could make the fan zone.
Linkus now up to 9 points so far. Looking for 10.
And she will get to double figures. Nice play, but back-to-back giveaways.
Season of giving, Brian.
It's a magical time of year. Down the lane, Rebecca Scholl. She's going to earn 2 free throws at the charity stripe.
I think Michaela Linkus was a little upset that wasn't a charge, but I don't think she quite had her feet set there.
I am in total agreement. Didn't have enough opportunity to get set. Scholl was too quick with her delivery to the tin.
Scholl's got 7 on the night. Make it 8. Perfect 3 for 3 from the line.
Emily Arts checking back into the mix as she spells out Linkus, having a conversation with one of the assistant coaches.
5 different Trojans have scored here, Brian, in the third quarter.
And they want a timeout. Coach Bo Glenn wants a full. And hanging in there, I mean, they've outscored Lincoln. Actually, it's going to be, yeah, it is a full timeout. They've outscored Cardington by 4 points here in the third quarter, and we've talked about it a couple times. It just seemed like they came out with a renewed sense of energy and really had things clicking before the blood spatter on the floor and starting to pick things up now in recent moments.
And we talked about it a little bit in the pregame, too, where that first quarter was so important for Centerburg, where they had to get out. As we take a look at the fan zone, great job, ladies. It has been a great job by both squads here so far. But as we were talking about at pregame, that first quarter was going to be so important. Centerburg found themselves down 24-9. You almost have to play a perfect game against a team like Cardington the rest of the way, and they've done better. But you still see, for as much improvement as they've had over this game, they're still down by 10 points.
A long way to go, so if they can just keep chipping away, maintaining the basketball, no bad turnovers. Never know, Andy.
You never know. You never know. Thanks to everyone chiming in on the fan zone right there. And this is a Centerburg team that has played well at home this season, 3-1 in their friendly confines.
Nice hands being displayed there by McKenna Martindale, who just got back into the fold, the senior. Great look inside. Blowing it, though, was Hardwick.
And what did you see, Brian? A player going out of bounds, throwing it off the defender to keep possession. It's just smart basketball. I love it.
Wonder if they practice that, or if that's just kind of an innate ability.
The fact that I'm seeing more teams do it leads me to believe it's being practiced, but there are some people just have that knowledge to do that. Look at this.
Yeah, nice tie-up. Scholl getting inside underneath Berkey.
I've been very impressed with Centerburg's response. They had every chance to kind of pack it in and say, you know what, Cardington is who they are. We're not going to come back and win this game, but they have brought the fight back. Cardington threw that first punch in the first quarter, but Centerburg has done a much better job, as that's going to be a turnover off the backboard. Or, no, they're going to say it was tipped off of Centerburg. I thought that just hit the... All right, it's going to stay with Cardington, but...
Yeah, you always side with the official. I mean, 2 feet from the play. Must have went off of a fingertip, and Scholl picks it off. In transition, Martindale lost the handle, but she feeds it underneath, and she's got a teammate heading to the free throw line.
And that'll be Olivia Ross making her first trip to the line, as you see here in transition. Martindale finds Ross. Almost a chance for 3.
And I like the impact. These 2 seniors fresh off the bench coming in, being difference makers right away. Ross with his second attempts can trim the gap down to single digits. It has been a while since that has been the case. Johnson's going to take a seat, and another senior into the mix, Amelia Smith, back on the floor. Spun out, though, so it's an empty trip.
That's a tough trip right there.
Foul's going to be on the floor against Martindale.
Yeah, a little too aggressive defensively.
Cambry Edwards gets it inbounds to her sister Carson, who's being harassed. And it's going to be 2 fouls in about 5 seconds now for Martindale.
Yeah, that's a tough one right there. You can see, though, they're turning things up defensively. trying to force the double team there. Good job dribbling out of it, though, and getting another foul on Martindale.
Off the kick to the corner, trying to squeeze it inside, and Martindale's just everywhere right now.
She is. She's not letting those fouls get, play into her head at all about easing up or anything. She's right there causing havoc defensively.
Off the drive, it's going to be a travel. No question about that one.
That's a big stop for Centerburg. There were a couple trips right there where they've been able to get a stop and see what they do offensively here.
Smith was able to defeat the pressure, though she's double teamed. Nice look up top to Scholl. Hesitation. She thought about the triple.
She did, and I would have approved of that shot selection too.
Smith, tough move inside. Can't get the friendly roll.
You can feel the momentum, though, much like we felt it with Cardington in that first quarter. You can feel Centerburg turning things up, tipping the scales in their favor, and that's going to go back over to the Lady Trojans.
Edwards with the pass inside to Art, who could not collect it. So for the Lady Trojans, who are starting to find their way a bit, they just need to find the bottom.
Yeah.
That's all they're missing at this point. They had the empty trip from the free throw line. They've had a couple of good looks. The last possession, it went halfway home. So just need to get that good old-fashioned vibe going again with a made shot as Johnson gets back in. Martindale heading back over to the bench.
And you can, to me, it feels like they're in this game, but I feel like if they make one more big bucket, then they're really going to feel like they have a chance to come back and win this. Did we just get a 5-second call?
It was a set place for her. She was not allowed to run the baseline, and she moved off of her spot. Official was having none of that.
No.
You will stay put. Edwards with the pass over to Berkey. Overshot it. But there for the offensive board was Cambry Edwards. Timeout taken by Cardington-Lincoln as they've pushed the lead back out to a dozen. Just over 90 seconds remain here in the third. And even though, like you mentioned, it feels like the momentum has been in favor here of the Lady Trojans, they haven't been able to maximize it, even though they've had the run of play. And that's why they're still down double digits. And though they have played much better and I would argue have outplayed the Lady Pirates here in this quarter, they've still only outscored them by 2.
I know, and that's the whole thing of it is it seems like they played significantly better, and yet they still find themselves down 12, but they have played much better. There's no question about that. And for Cardington, they had 24 points at the end of the first quarter. So the scoring has certainly cooled off for them after that opening quarter. Just 10 in the second quarter, and here in the third, 8. So the scoring has significantly decreased, and that's a credit to Centerburg, forcing turnovers, doing a better job defensively, and getting those rebounds and not allowing the second chance points. And since that first quarter too, Brian, Cardington has only been to the free throw line twice. They were all over the place in that first quarter, but, sometimes you build a big lead, and when there's not fans in the stands and it's just kind of, very quiet, you might lose focus.
Pirates almost got a 10-second call there. Scholl able to get the ball into the offense, though. Johnson off the drive. Little nutmeg. Cross court, great ball movement. Sets up Smith. Pull-up jumper. Again, spun out on her. That's twice now. And the board to the Pirates, but they give it away right away. Picked off by Tucker. Baseline drive. Tough shot by Scholl. Missed it. Johnson can't connect. Third opportunity, and Smith will go to the foul line for a chance at 2. Nice possession here for the Lady Trojans, though, just battling.
Absolutely. I mean, they are getting after it. And this is where they have got to convert now, is at the free throw line. This will be Smith's first trip to the line.
And Amelia uses just about every square inch of the rim to finally
She'll take
that
it.
twine.
They'll take it.
Chance to once again get it back within 10. She'll do just that.
This is kind of where we've been, you know, hovering right there. They're just on the cusp of really making things interesting. There's still that chance, but they've just been one big bucket short from really turning up the pressure on Cardington. But again, good defense right there by Olivia Ross. The defensive effort has been so much better than what we saw in that opening quarter.
They have stepped it up here in the third. Tough pass just over the top of Scholl. And now how about this three? Launched over the top from Carson Edwards. So an opportunity here with 15.6 seconds for the Lady Trojans to potentially get the last shot and trim it to single digits heading to money time.
Cardington bringing that full court press again.
Smith has to go down to the floor. Gets it to Johnson. Scholl wide open. Three ball on the way. No good. That could have been big. Back to the other end. That one misfired too. So at the end of three, it is just a 10-point game as the Lady Trojans still chipping away. They trail 42-32. You're watching live and free high school basketball exclusively on the OH Report.
Knox is the third place I have delivered. And hands down, it has been the best.
We're thankful that we received excellent care so close to home.
Knox Community Hospital welcomes you to our new freestanding birthing center where you can safely labor, deliver, and recover in a state-of-the-art birthing suite.
It was empowering, and I couldn't think of a better place to bring Parker into the world.
Knox Community Hospital, elevating care.
It's a 42-32 game here in the heart of Ohio, Centerburg, Ohio to be exact, where the Lady Trojans have dug their way out of a huge first quarter hole. They trailed by 21. Now it's just a 10-point deficit as we open up fourth quarter action.
And this is where they've pretty much got to play a perfect game. They've been able to get themselves in a position to come back and win, but now they got to finish it off.
And we're peeking in at one of our other games on our family of OH Report live streams. That's Crestview and South Central. Lady Cougars getting healthy right now with a 23-point advantage. They are late or midway through the third quarter there.
What is in the water at Crestview this year? Both the boys and girls programs looking good so far.
So the Lady Cougars, I think they're off to a 3-2 start, looking for win number 4. I watched the boys suffer their only loss of the season to this point against that very same South Central team that the girls are playing right now, as Johnson got on the interior. She went off glass and trims it down to an 8-point game, Jardy. This is the first time they've been in single digits, at least this close, since that opening quarter.
Yep, and here we're going to have jump ball, which will keep it with Cardington. But, yeah, they've now gotten it into single digits. Can they continue to get the stops? That is going to be the big thing.
Edwards finally does get it inbounds up top to Linkus. Matched up with Scholl. Goes down to the ground. She's got another tie-up, and the possession arrow, of course, will now be with the Lady Trojans, who have got the pendulum swinging in their direction with the momentum right now.
I tell you, is there anything better in sports than like when you feel that momentum coming? And I felt it from Centerburg as they've chipped away at this thing, and you felt it from Cardington in that first quarter when they came out on fire. Just when a team has got it clicking, and there's a big turnover right there, though.
Yeah, that's right. Tucker tried to turn the corner, lost her footing. Oh, this would be huge from the corner. 3 ball on the way. No good once again from Linkist. Going to be last touched by the Pirates. And every possession so critical right now, of course, for Centerburg. Looking to complete this big comeback.
And for Cardington, this is sort of unfamiliar territory for them this season. They've only had one game that was decided by single digits, and it was the first game of the season at Fredericktown. They won 42-34, but you know, since then they beat Highland by 20, they beat Northmore by 45, East Knox by 30, Pleasant by 29. So now that things have, you know, tightened up a little bit.
Yeah, we'll see what they're made of. After Berkey forced the turnover, the pull-up runner by Edwards won't land where she wants it to, but tipped out of bounds, and they're going to keep possession. Carson to trigger it in play. Lincoln taking their time here.
We're not quite at that stage yet, but Centerburg has one foul to give before they would put Cardington at the line. That might be a charge, and it is going to be a charge.
Yeah, and that's a big call, of course, because the ball found the bottom of the net there.
Yes.
So it was either going to be a chance for a three-point play, and I think that's the proper call. Smith got there first, got the feet set. Amelia Smith making a big play there, the senior in the paint.
Huge swing of events right there. Because as you mentioned, that was about to be an and one if it goes the other way, and suddenly you're looking at a 4, 5, 6 point swing if Centerburg comes down and does something offensively.
Goulter back into the game, fakes to the corner, missed it at the 10.
Yeah, I think they're going to get a foul here, a little too aggressive going for the ball.
That's going to go against Chloe Goulter. Her third personal foul. Team foul number 6, like you said, that was their last foul to give before the bonus.
You're okay with that foul number where it's at right now if you're on the losing side of things, because you're going to eventually have to start fouling, stop the clock.
Man, the trifectas just will not land so far for Cardington-Lincoln. That's an air ball from three-point range. Nearly saved in bounds, but a foot on the line for Carson Edwards.
I feel like they're settling a little too much for that three-point shot right now. They've only hit 2, and they both came in the first quarter. But when they get out and attack the rim, that's where we saw them build their 21-point lead.
Yes, that is where they can be dangerous.
Settling for a lot of jump shots since that point.
And for Centerburg, they have not really had a clean look offensively over the last couple of minutes. It's been tough sledding for them just to get into their offensive set.
Yeah, it's 2-0 Centerburg in the fourth quarter.
Johnson looking to change that. Overshot everything. Cambry Edwards off the bounce, called for the double dribble, so Centerburg with that alligator blood, man, just hanging around, hanging around, but can they strike and get a little bit closer on the scoreboard. I mean, they've been locked in here at this 8-point differential for a while.
Yeah, and you start to wonder how many more possessions do you have left here. 4:20 to go. Can't afford too many empty trips, and almost one right there.
Smith, nice up fake, takes it all the way to the basket, and Centerburg lucky to hang on to possession here.
Yeah, it was a tough call to see who that one went out of bounds on. They might be coming up here to look at the monitor, Brian, towards the end of this game.
We've been asked a few times by teams, great look, but Johnson had it poked away.
Boy,
nice quick hands by Carson. Big turn of events. Looked like it might be an easy basket there by Clara Johnson. But Carson Edwards with the fast fingers. Clara kicks it back outside. Three-pointer again will not fall.
That would have been the big one right there. Obviously, that would have got it down to 5. It was a good look for Tucker. Shoal has their only 3 so far, and I'm wondering if they're saying that this might have been off Amelia Smith. And they are going to give it back over to Cardington. I thought Smith going up for it might have gotten over the 2 Cardington defenders and knocked it out herself, and I think that's what the official saw.
So we're now past the midway point here of frame number 4. The Pirates have led basically from the start. It was 2-0 Lady Trojans. They took total control after that, and after that first quarter, Centerburg's been chipping away, and they'll get a nice stop here as Johnson gets fouled.
And if I'm Cardington, this game can't end soon enough for them. They have not scored in this quarter. So they have been clinging to this lead for pretty much the whole quarter. And to their credit, Centerburg has only scored 2 points. So, I mean, they were down 10. It's 8. Have to hit these free throws if you're Centerburg. You just have to. It's that simple. If you want to win this game, you're going to have to convert it from the free throw line, especially with the clock stopped.
Big spot here for the freshman Clara Johnson. And she'll deliver. Wasn't pretty.
Doesn't matter. It goes in. Gives you a chance for a second one here.
And it gets so eerily silent right now, Andy, for these free throws.
We have entered the library.
I feel like I need to keep it down.
I do too.
There's Clara. Second shot. Spins out. And the defensive rebound. That was a big one from Arts, surrounded by a couple of different Lady Trojans.
Yeah, Arts has given them good minutes off the bench here.
Clean look from the corner. Land a three. Still no vacancy. And nobody home out there.
And that shot to me just doesn't make any sense. And it's going to be a turnover, though. But you don't need that 3. Work the clock and get yourself a better shot.
Time certainly is the friends of Cardington, and like you said, this game just can't end soon enough for them.
Yeah. I mean, they led this thing by 21 points.
And have barely scored since.
Yeah, it's really been incredible.
See the defensive pressure starting to pick up here for the Trojans, trapping all over the floor. That one threaded inside, knocked away, picked up by Smith. And here's going to be a 5-on-4. Arts down at the other end. And attacking the basket and going to the free throw line, Chloe Goulter.
Good drive by Goulter, drawing the contact. And now she will shoot 2.
she can make it just a 5-point game.
Not too loudly now, Brian. Not too loudly. This is Golter's first trip to the line. Big miss right there. 71% shooter on the season.
And she'll make good on the second opportunity. Timeout taken by the Trojans, and head coach Bo Glenn pulls his girls over as close as they have been since the opening quarter, trailing now just by 6, and still no points here in the fourth quarter for the Pirates. That truly is an astounding number.
Yeah, that is. I keep using the word incredible. I can't think of any other word to use. But Centerburg, I mean, it's a 2-possession game. No, they haven't hit a 3 so far. They've got 1 3 tonight. Rebecca Scholl has hit a 3. But this has turned out to be a nail-biter, and did not see that after that first quarter we had where Cardington led 24-9.
Yeah, certainly looked like it was going to be blowout city. And to the credit of Glenn and his squad, they have recollected themselves. They've come out with a new energy and focus in the second half, and they've been the better team here over the last couple of quarters. That was close to being an over and back, as Golter came over and knocked that one out.
Centerburg has been in these kind of games this year. 3 games decided by single digits. They are 1-2. Tough loss to Danville just a couple nights ago, 36-35.
Trojans looking for a turnover, and they're going to get one.
Wow.
Berkey lost the handle. Obviously, she saw the wide open player in the lane, which was Emily Arts, but she could not make the transfer from hands to pass, and it's going to be Lady Trojan basketball.
So Cardington only turned it over 3 times, Brian, in that first quarter. Since then, they've turned it over 17 times. I think this is going to be a travel underneath, and it will be.
It's going to go against Olivia Ross. And boy, that's a biggie, because mentally, if you can get a bucket there, trim it to 4 or 3, geez.
Uh-huh.
So now Lincoln back with possession. Able to take some time off the clock.
Yeah, you're going to have to start fouling here soon with just 90 seconds to go, and that'll be the start of it.
It's going to be Berkey who's going to go to the free throw line. 1 and 1 will be on the way for her.
They made 5 trips to the free throw line in that first quarter, Brian. This is just their 3rd trip since then.
And the lefty sends home the first.
That's the first points here.
Wow, so finally the scoring drought ends with 1:32 to go in the fourth quarter. Lincoln extends their lead back out to 8. Those were big points right there.
Yeah, and you got to go now if you're Centerburg.
Golter, nice play. She'll shoot 2.
She has made some excellent drives to the rim tonight.
Tough miss right there.
And that's where you wonder if all of the, breaking of the press they had to do early on, how tired are those legs that they've had to do that over the entire game? Does that fatigue? Do you start to see signs of it here at the free throw line?
Well, they've got a fresh body back into the game, Clara Johnson. The feed on the run, and one opportunity. Beth Hardwick. Arguably the biggest basket of the night.
Yeah, just gets behind Clara Johnson. And that's tough if you're Johnson. You try to obviously go up and get the block, but might have been better off just letting that one go.
And it's back out to a double-digit advantage, and I think you can pretty much put the bow on top of the wrapping paper, Andy, as we're down to just a minute and change. Golter missed it, and it's a one and done.
Yeah, great effort from Centerburg. Looks like they're going to fall just short, though, and as we talked about, they basically had to play a perfect game, and they were close, but they just couldn't quite finish it.
Yeah, it was really close to being a perfect fourth quarter. And now we got to decide, Andy, who's going to be our player of the game tonight.
Yeah, it's so evenly balanced that we're going to have to dig deep here.
Got to maybe have multiple.
It's possible.
Offensive rebound, Arts with the stick back.
Yeah, just the backbreaker right there.
Trojans looking for a rare three in this ball game. And per the storyline, just cannot connect. So Lincoln looking to get some cheap points here in the closing seconds. It's Hardwick. 2 more, extends the lead out to 14. And even though on the final stat sheet it's going to look like this was a semi-blowout, obviously anybody who watched the whole thing from start to finish knows this was a heck of a ball game, folks. Cardington-Lincoln somewhat surviving but pulling away late to knock off their K-Mac foes 51-37. They are now 6-0, and me and Andy need to decide who was the top player for them here tonight. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll be right back with some final stats and line up an interview with our player of the game. So keep it here. Live and free coverage from Centerburg. We'll return.
I'm glad we saved money with that discount agent. I don't know why nobody else wanted this place.
Knox is the third place I have delivered. And hands down, it has been the best.
We're thankful that we received excellent care so close to home.
Knox Community Hospital welcomes you to our new freestanding birthing center where you can safely labor, deliver, and recover in a state-of-the-art birthing suite.
It was empowering, and I couldn't think of a better place to bring Parker into the world.
Albert Sporting Goods is here to outfit your team, both on and off the field. Order online now at albertsportinggoods.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You're watching high school basketball live and free exclusively on the OH Report. We are the future of local sports. Now back to your game.
Welcome back to Centerburg, where I am now joined by our player of the game, Beth Hardwick, the junior guard, leading all scorers for Cardington-Lincoln with 14 points. And big ones there at the end of the fourth quarter. You were held scoreless for so long. You had a couple of big buckets there at the end of the game to seal it. Tell me just about that feeling to get those big baskets to basically close things out.
Very nervous. Wide open layups are always the hardest layups, but we pulled through. Shout out to my amazing teammates, though. They're such good guards, and they're able to work the ball so well and have great vision. So all the credit should go to them for finding me and making such great assists.
Describe the feeling and the flow of the game to me. You got up by 21 points in the first quarter, and then slowly the Lady Trojans started chipping away. What was it like as a player from your vantage point where offensively you guys, you cooled off, you went in a little bit of a slump?
It's challenging, but you got to keep working through it. You got to trust your teammates, and as the game showed, you got to trust each other, and you'll pull through.
Something that's been helping you pull through all season has been your defensive presence. 27 turnovers per game is what you guys are averaging. That's a lot of takeaways from the opponent. Where does that stem from, where that has become such a big part of what you guys do and why you've been so successful?
Definitely from our coach. Since day one, he said, offense will win games, but defense wins championships. So in practice, the focus is, offense will take care of itself, but we can control defense. So that's always been our big focus on let's give all we have on defense, and then we'll go play offense.
Well, it's 6 straight wins for you girls here to open up the season, and you've got 5 straight league titles under your belt. Tell me about some of the expectations for this team, and ultimately, what were some of the big picture goals that you've been talking about?
Probably our biggest picture is to win our league again. That's always our goal. Since our coach started, he has not lost a league game yet, so that's some pressure on us, but we're up to the challenge. That's probably our biggest one. We would love to be able to return to district finals like we did last year and win another title, but other than that, it's to win games and take care of balls.
So that's a gift that you could look for in the future. As far as Christmas coming up in less than a week now, is there any gift that you're really expecting Santa Claus to come through with you for you this year?
Nothing in particular. Just excited to spend time with my family. Everything's been crazy lately, so family time is awesome.
Well, we wish you the best and a Merry Christmas. Our player of the game, Beth Hardwick, 14 points today in a big victory. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to take one more time out, and we'll be right back with some final stats to wrap things up from Centerburg. Stay tuned.
I'm glad we saved money with that discount agent. I don't know why nobody else wanted this place.
Knox is the third place I have delivered, and hands down, it has been the best.
We're thankful that we received excellent care so close to home.
Knox Community Hospital welcomes you to our new freestanding birthing center, where you can safely labor, deliver, and recover in a state-of-the-art birthing suite.
It was empowering, and I couldn't think of a better place to bring Parker into the world.
Albert Sporting Goods is here to outfit your team, both on and off the field. Order online now at albertsportinggoods.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You're watching high school basketball live and free exclusively on the OH Report. We are the future of local sports. Now back to your game.
Welcome back to the heart of Ohio, Centerburg to be exact, where the Lady Trojans put up a good fight, but they fall today to Cardington-Lincoln 50 to 37, your final score. I'm Brian Skronsky, this is Andy Jardy, and we've got some final stats coming up for you guys right now that'll take you through the storyline of the game. And turnovers obviously were a big part of it. They're a big part of every Lady Pirates game, but a lot of other factors at play too.
Yeah, but as we talked about those turnovers, Cardington forces 24.6 a game. They forced 24 today, so they were right on par with what they do all season. Not a lot of threes in this game. Both teams struggled from beyond the arc. Cardington hit 2 of them big early on in that first quarter, and then that was it. They didn't hit one the rest of the game. Free throws, though, Centerburg, that is where they are going to probably feel like they let this one get away. They missed 8 free throws in this one, and they lost by 14 here tonight. I believe the final was 51-37. I think you were right, Brian, when you mentioned that earlier. So, yeah, they just couldn't convert there from the free throw line tonight. And the rebounding edge going to Cardington as well. Fouls pretty much even here in this one. So it was a very close game. Do not let the score let you think otherwise, because this got down to a 2-possession game in the final stages. Cardington didn't score until there was a minute 30 left in the fourth quarter.
Right.
And then they scored 9 points in a flurry in 90 seconds there to close it out.
But that's what they can do. They can get up and down the floor so fast, and their defense creates offense. It creates havoc on you offensively, where it's hard for you to get in a set. And I think ultimately that's where they were able to close out the game. There were some chances for the Lady Trojans. They had the basketball, a lot of opportunities to trim down that lead, get to a single possession, but just the defensive pressure, it doesn't allow you to get good, clean shots. And I would say that was the top feather in the cap today for the Pirates, is that it's consistent throughout the entire game.
Yeah, it grinds on you throughout the course of the game. I think a lot of those missed free throws probably coming from the fact that the pressure was so tight defensively. That takes a toll on you, and I think some fatigue might have settled in there down the stretch here. But yeah, Centerburg, all the credit to them for coming back in this game, making it a game. Cardington led by as many as 21 points, but you give a lot of credit to Cardington too. They've yet to lose a KMAC game, and when they were challenged tonight, they answered the call.
You got to like what you saw from both sides, both teams participating, a high volume of level in terms of the energy. They both can go pretty deep on the bench. So moving forward, I think both have a lot to look forward to.
Yeah, I think this is you're going to look at the tape if you're Centerburg. There's some things that are certainly going to bother you, some things you have to fix. But in no way, I mean, you went toe-to-toe tonight with the team that just does not lose in this conference. So I think there's a lot of positives to build on. And if you're Cardington, you just keep doing what you're doing, and you're going to be just fine. There's a lot to like if you're a fan of either one of these schools.
No question about it. It's 6 straight wins now, though, for the Lady Pirates, who are still unblemished all time in KMAC play, as they come up with a big 51-37 victory tonight here on the road. That's going to wrap up our coverage from the heart of Ohio here in Centerburg. My name is Brian Skronsky. This is Andy Jardy. Would like to thank the entire crew, including Jory Hollenbeck, who was down on the floor with our shots up close and personal throughout the contest. Max Sinatra was our up top camera person today. Adam Thompson always making us look cool with the graphics and directing things back and forth between the 2 cameras and even switching over to other games. So want to thank everybody for making the game happen, and thank all of you for watching today, as well as our sponsors that bring it to you live and free, as we always do on the OH Report. Final word from me is just a Merry Christmas. I'm going to be out next week, so this is going to be my last game for a few days, Andy.
Yeah.
Looking forward to the return, but also looking forward to a white Christmas in Colorado. But for now, I'm out of here. So long and Merry Christmas.